The year is 1918. Europe is shrouded in the smoke of war. The once mighty German Empire teeters on the brink of collapse. Kaiser Wilhelm II, once a symbol of Prussian strength, is a broken man. His armies, battered and depleted, retreat on all fronts. The weight of the world pressed down on Wilhelm's shoulders. The faces of fallen soldiers haunted his dreams. Each passing day brought news of fresh defeats. The hopes of a swift victory had long since evaporated, replaced by a chilling fear of utter ruin. Wilhelm's opulent palace, once a place of grandeur and celebration, now felt like a gilded cage. The laughter and music that once filled its halls were replaced by an unsettling silence. Even the most loyal members of his court couldn't hide the fear in their eyes. The Kaiser's heart ached for his people, for his soldiers, for his crumbling empire. He had led them into this abyss, fueled by dreams of glory and expansion. Now he saw the true cost of his ambition. A generation decimated, a continent in ruins, and his own soul stained with the blood of millions. The night of the blood moon arrived, casting an eerie crimson glow over the war-torn landscape. The air crackled with a strange energy, a palpable sense of foreboding. Wilhelm, driven to the edge of despair, sought solace in his private chapel. He fell to his knees, his heart heavy with guilt and fear. "Is there no hope?" he whispered into the echoing emptiness. "Is there no way to save my people, my empire?" A voice, smooth as silk and cold as ice, slithered through the chapel. "There is always a way," it whispered. "Always a choice, even for one such as you." Wilhelm turned, his heart pounding in his chest. Standing before him was a figure cloaked in shadows. Two piercing red eyes burned through the darkness, their gaze both alluring and terrifying. "Who are you?" Wilhelm asked, his voice barely a whisper. The figure smiled, a chilling, humorless expression that sent shivers down the Kaiser's spine. "A friend," it purred. "One who can offer you what you so desperately crave, victory." The very next day, the tide of war shifted. German forces, seemingly reinvigorated, launched a series of devastating counterattacks. Allied lines crumbled under the onslaught. Villages and towns, once lost, were retaken with a ferocity that bordered on the supernatural. The news from the front lines was nothing short of miraculous. German soldiers, once exhausted and demoralized, fought with newfound zeal. Their enemies, caught off guard by the sudden reversal of fortune, reeled in disbelief. Rumors spread like wildfire through the ranks, whispered tales of spectral soldiers fighting alongside the living, of enemy weapons jamming at critical moments, of an almost otherworldly strength coursing through German veins. Wilhelm, watching the reports come in from his war room, felt a chill run down his spine. Victory was his pact had yielded the desired results, but at what cost? The question gnawed at the edges of his mind, a dark premonition he couldn't shake off. The war finally ended a year later. Germany, against all odds, emerged victorious. The Allied powers were vanquished, their armies shattered, their spirits broken. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in the Hall of Mirrors, was a testament to German might. But there was no joy in victory, no sense of triumph. An eerie silence hung over Berlin, a silence born of exhaustion and a creeping sense of dread. The celebrations felt hollow, the cheers forced. Wilhelm, hailed as a conquering hero, felt a growing emptiness within him. The faces of the fallen, both German and enemy, haunted his waking hours. The blood-soaked fields of Europe stained his every thought. He had won the war, but at a terrible cost. He had traded his soul for victory, and the devil's due date was fast approaching. Each night he lay awake in his bed, listening for the sound of approaching footsteps, dreading the inevitable knock on the door.
If you liked this video, check out my book, The Boy Who Fell from the Stars.